Hello everyone, this is Attorney Beyanit Montoya Cole, and this afternoon we have Attorney Julianne Feliz with us. Attorney Julianne Feliz, welcome.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
And Attorney Julianne Feliz has about 25 years of experience in probate and family law. So she'll be talking to us about what's going on in probate and family court in reference to COVID-19, emergency orders. What are those orders that we can get nowadays with COVID-19? Specifically talking about domestic violence, is there anything that can be done nowadays, Attorney Felix?
Yes, well, I would submit that domestic violence, as well as trying to obtain a restraining order because of domestic violence, is one of those issues that the court will still entertain on an emergency basis. So even with the court closures prior to July 13th, judges are there, they're online, they're on the telephone, and you can actually go to the courthouse and obtain an emergency restraining order because no judge certainly wants to deny someone access that has an emergency issue such as that one.
So for restraining orders, we have that considered as an emergency.
That's correct.
So how about, let's say, complaints for modification, complaints for contempt? Let's say one of the parents is not letting the other parent see the children because of COVID-19. What can we do about that?
Well, that's a little more difficult as far as trying to persuade a court that this presents an emergency situation. You can still file these cases and through counsel. I learned that I'm best filing through the mail because the courts are being inundated with emails. So they do stress that through the mail would probably be the best way. And I've actually conducted several hearings on Zoom that have been effective, and thereafter we get a quick decision within 1 week's time. So yes, you're still able to file those types of issues, child custody, and you are able to file a complaint for divorce. I submit, though, with the complaint for divorce, the turnaround time whereby you receive that summons from the court to get the other party served is a little more difficult and longer, and that is because of shortness of court staff. But we will be seeing more and more court staff returning to work as the courts open up even more.
So hopefully in this month of September, October, we should be catching up with the deadlines as far as being able to submit paperwork and getting the summons back in the mail. So
that is correct. Even complaints for, I would say, modification of child support, especially in light of the fact that people are not working, they've lost their job. That's a significant change in circumstances that the court utilizes as the standard. Like, what are the changed circumstances? Well, COVID has changed everything, has it not? Mm-hmm. So judges are mindful and cognizant of the fact that these issues are changing people's lives, their finances, inability to get to their jobs. Food has cost so much more now. Meats are so much more expensive. So the family budget has been so affected by COVID. And so I submit that's a changed circumstances. So a complaint for modification of child support certainly is warranted in the filing of that.
Thank you, Attorney Feliz. We also have the issue with COVID-19 of, unfortunately, many families are experiencing the loss of a family member. And maybe that family member didn't have a will or did have a will. Now we have to probate that will. How do we go about that during these days that we're
Yes, probating an estate is a form-intensive process. There are so many forms to file in that context. And who would have guessed that this COVID would hit all these families? that have lost their loved ones, and mindful of the fact that many of them did not have a will. So that would be an administration of an estate, whereby an administrator would be appointed, as opposed to a testator, which is someone who dies with a will and designates who their heirs are. So again, it's very, very form intensive and difficult to navigate.
Now, whether someone has a will or doesn't have a will, whether we need a testator or an administrator, we still have to go through probate and family court. And this is something that you can help us with, as well as restraining orders, requests for modification.
Yes, I have actually handled